Hey you guys, welcome. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here actually talking to you guys. I'm Christine, Crafty Southern Home. So glad you stopped by. I'm going to make this quick. Hope you guys are having an awesome beginning to 2025. 2024 was definitely not without some heartaches, some stress, but I think that's the world we live in now. So we just got to pray through it and uplift each other through it. And I think you guys in this crafting community and arts, I think you guys are just awesome. I think y'all have the biggest hearts. I really do believe that you guys are really special. So thanks for stopping by. My goals are to grow for 2025, and I've got some business ventures I'm trying to scary, but I'm trying to get out there a little bit more. Appreciate your help. You guys have been amazing. Just continue to watch, like, comment, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys are interested in seeing. I do a lot. I do a lot of stuff around my house for myself, for our home. Let me know if you want to see more of that. If you like the Dollar Tree, just let me know what you guys like, and I'll just do a variety of whatever. Thank you guys so much. Continue to watch. I think you're going to like these. This is Valentine's Day, but there are things that I would put in my home. They're not tacky. They're just cute, and there's just simple little ways I think you can use them in your decor and not go over the top. Some of that stuff is like way over the top with the pinks and the reds and all. So continue watching, you guys. Let's get going.
All right, our first project here, we're using this last of my little wood planks from Dollar Tree. This love sign, I had already painted it like that cashmere pink, and I had that in my stash. Pretty sure I got that from Hobby Lobby. If I can work my nails here, I'm just going to show you I've got some little resin pieces that I'd already done up. Those came from an Amazon mold. I'm using some white chalk paint, and then I've got some white beads. So I'm just using my little finger sander because these little planks, y'all, they are rough. So I'm just sanding it down some before I go into painting the little plaque there, the little wood blank. So I'm just going to paint that. And now the love sign, I'm going to leave that as is because it is the pink. It's a light pink. I like it. I'm good with that. The little resin pieces, I had to give them like 2.5 coats of the white chalk paint just to get them fully painted where some of that white resin wasn't showing through. And I'm just going to use those as some embellishments. That's totally optional. The sign would be adorable without that. So I'm just going to use a combination of Tight Bond, Quick and Thick, and my hot glue gun to place the little love words down. And I'm going to do the same to position my little molds in there as well. So when I'm using resin on molds, this is what I do is I just use up all the resin that I've done. And I'll just set aside whatever extra I have because I always go back in my stash and use them. And I thought these looked very feminine because I think Valentine's Day is more for the feminine side. If I have any guys out there, what do you guys think? So, but I always use up my little molds and keep those in my stash. You never know when you're going to use them. I'm just using some jute twine, and I put a little bit of hot glue on the end just to kind of keep those ends from fraying. And I'm just going to put these beads on here. Now, I did not count however many beads, but whatever you want to use to make the sign. So this is just simply going to make us a cute little hanger for that sign. And then I'm going to use my hot glue and my Tight Bond, Quick and Thick again to fasten that to the back. And then this one is done. project too. I'm not sure if I bought this little sign or just had it, but that is a Dollar Tree sign. I'm using some ribbon, just different sizes, using it kind of in that pink red. And then y'all look at these gorgeous decoupage papers. And yes, I'm going to use two. I'm going to stack them. I've never done that before, so that's new for me. And this is some, I think that was, oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I think it's a linen drop cloth. I think that's drop cloth Dixie Belle. And I'll link below an Amazon link to get to some Dixie Belle products, because I usually buy mine through Amazon. So I'm going to use my little Scotty peeler here. If you don't have one of these and you do a lot of crafting, get you one. I promise you, you're going to use it a bunch to get off price tags and then these little paper backings. So I just soak this real good with my little spray bottle. And I'm going to tell you, it was cardboard behind there. I was hoping it was a little thin board wood, but it's not. It was cardboard. So at some point I just had to stop because the cardboard was getting wet. I was afraid it was going to swell. So, but what I was wanting to do is where I tore off that sign, it just left it kind of rough. So I just get it to a point where it doesn't feel as bad. And because this first paper is this darker, I don't mind a little texture behind it. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you were using something that was a little more clear, translucent, a good white paper, you'd want this cleaned up a little more. And I did not paint that either. I'm using that drop cloth, I believe that's what that's called, to go around the edges of the frame only, because the decoupage paper is so dark. I'm not concerned about it. I'm cutting out this, oh, look at this precious little angel, you guys. I am going to cut this out. I am going to come back with a small artist brush and some water and get that more of an organic feel, but I'm just going to make sure that fits in there. And the other paper that's going to be the background, you guys, once I cut off that trim around the edges, it fit almost perfectly. So I'm just letting everything dry up, and I'm going to use my Mod Podge. And I do the strip method where I start a piece, lay that down. I did use my brayer to get that in there. And then I'm going to lay this whole sheet. And then whatever was not fitting around the edges, I just use an X-Acto knife to clean that up, you guys. And here I go around the edges of that pretty little angel, that little cherub. And why do I want to do this? This is why I want to do this. This is a good piece to show you an example, because I'm trying to take out that negative space, all that white. I just don't want all that white to show on that beautiful brick looking background that we've got there. And then it makes it blend into that piece a little more when you have those edges where the fibers are peeling out. It just makes it blend a little more, so it doesn't look like you put two pieces down. It's just kind of going to look like it was married into each other. I'm putting my decoupage medium, and I'm using my Mod Podge on the back. And then I'm just going to lay that down with a brayer, and then I'm coming back and topping everything with a good coat of Mod Podge for my sealant. Now, I will tell you, when you use water around your edges, you're going to get those fibers. You guys got to be real careful about wiping this thing, because you're going to start pulling those fibers off. So just be careful and don't fuss with it a whole lot. I'm using the ribbon, and I'm just going to make me like a messy little bow. It's just where you don't really tie a bow, the knots. You're just going to crisscross everything, secure that in the center, and then I'm going to hot glue that to that top left edge. Alright, I pulled up my little button jar. Y'all, I picked this up years ago at a thrift store. I have used these for so many projects. And then now, whenever I buy anything that has those little extra buttons, I save those too. So we're just going to put a button on there. Look how precious. Let me know what you think of this one. Last project, thank you for sticking in there with me. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. Pretty sure Hobby Lobby was the place I got it from. And I'm going to use that same cashmere pink to put on that. Normally I put white behind my decoupage papers, but it's such a light pink that it works as well. And of course the color just blends in with that paper. I'm going to use one of those little triangular rings and then some more of that decoupage paper sheet that came and put that on there. So I just cleaned up around the edges. Again, this was kind of rough just because you're buying these at craft supply stores. These wood planks really are just rough sometimes. Just clean it up. I don't want anybody getting splinters. So I'm just going to do a good coat on the front, and I do flip it over and finish the back as well. So I'm going to use my little Scotty peeler again to get off that rest of that remaining sticker and the residue there. I'm going to line him up, and y'all don't be intimidated if you can't use your whole piece of decoupage paper. Did have to cut off them precious little boots a little bit, but it's fine. I'm going to put my Mod Podge a good layer down there, and you'll see me wiping around the edges. I do not want this paper to stick around the edges. I only want it to stick to the top, so keep that in mind if you have a surface that it may could go over. If it sticks, it's just going to be a heck of a cleanup for you guys. So just keep the Mod Podge only where you want it to be stuck down to. So I'm just going to use my hand just to put that down there a little bit, and then wait for that dry, and then top it also with Mod Podge. Wait for all of that to dry, and then I'm going to use my little finger sander to go around the edges. Remember to go away from your project so that you don't rip your project. And this is so satisfying when you do this and then you peel up that one big clump. Oh my gosh, that's so satisfying. It leaves your edges so clean. Now if you don't have a finger sander, I've seen people use emery boards and it seems to work well for them, so you can use that also. Now I'm going to come back with this little light pink ribbon. It's a little too thick for this project, so just remember you can always cut these ribbons in half. Now, it does fray it a little bit, but I feel like with the little jeans and that little heart there, I kind of feel like it's more of that cottage core country look, so I didn't mind the fraying at all. Just going to make a simple bow, tie that up with some jute twine, and hot glue that up to the top. I'm going to find me another little button in my stash and put that on top of my little bow as well. And then I'm going to take my drill and then put that little hanger on the back. And the piece is thick enough to put the screw in. So I did do the screw. But if it was not thick enough, you guys can always use Titebond, Quick and Thick, or super glue to put that on there and it would work fine. But this heart was rather thick. Okay, and then after this, I just used some little ribbon to tie up there to be able to hang it. You guys, let me know what you think, but I really do think these are precious. I love decoupage papers, and they really have some beautiful ones now. Decoupage Central, check them out. Thank you, guys.